of South Africa's top talk show has arrived. Welcome to Training SA. Tonight we'll be giving you premium entertainment right here on our stage, SABC3. Mable, tin tin.
Guys, you guys
Ding,
look
ding.
so nice today. I love that whole safari thing that you have. Ow! And you just going, I came from London to the safari. I like it, guys.
Darling.
Yes. Darling. Okay, and helping us usher into the second last weekend of the second last month of 2020. I mean, we thought we'd never get here. The sensational, talented, and the beautiful Zanele Potelwa. Welcome to the fourth seat.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me. I've been stalking you guys for a very long time to get here. So thank you that I'm finally here.
We bumped into each other recently, and you said something about coming on the show, and I said, girl, it will happen.
Thank you. So did you guys finally run out of people?
Oh, no, not at all.
Oh,
not at all.
No.
You were first option.
Trust me, we say no to a lot of people.
Okay.
All right, let's bring it back. This week, rapper MT took to his socials to share with us that he's allegedly being abused by his wife. In a series of threads on his Twitter account, he says, "Can I be single, please? I'm a man of peace. Somebody please help. She's even called the police on me twice, but I was completely innocent. They even took my weed," he says. She says I hit her, but it is the other way around, and she cusses at me. Sure.
I'm going to be serious with this one. So these allegations prompted the Pray for MT hashtag. There was a lot of commentary on the trend, and this was the first tweet. It's by Luyo Lomakosi, who says, "If MT was a female, you'll be shouting GBV right now. Hashtag pray for MT." And another one comes from Nxumalo Kampande. Says, "Feminists are laughing and having a good time. The brother is crying out for help. We don't want to see him committing suicide like other men have done. And don't forget to open a case. Hashtag pray for MT." And then the next one comes from KTG Reginald, who says, "Pray for MT. So when MT is abused, we should pray. When a female is abused, we should involve the police. I see." What a mess.
Look, there is no excusing gender-based violence. So what are we saying about GBV when it is a man being abused? Is it gender-based? What is happening here?
No, abuse is abuse. It's violence, So if that's really happening in the home, somebody needs to call the police. And I think MT is the one that should go to the police station and actually report the case.
So don't tell Twitter,
Tell the police.
What do you think, Zanele? I mean, this clearly needs to be... I don't even know why we're asking questions like difference between men and women,
I definitely think that at the end of the day, abuse is abuse. So it should be treated the same way it does when a woman comes out and says, "I've been abused." I 100% agree with the person that said so.
And
sure.
The one thing that just got me I wouldn't be my play if I didn't point this out.
Oh, I knew it.
He brought the fact that they took his weed. And I think that was one of the things that really crushed him. I wouldn't be my play if I saw it. It was on TV.
Okay, I saw an interesting headline on Tuesday. Let's move this right along.
Right along.
The headline read, "I'm a lawyer and money isn't everything to me, so I prefer dating broke men. Here's why." Now, you don't have to read the article. I'll basically summarize it for you. This character, Laurie, likes dating men who are on the startup because they understand her hustle and the fact that she has to work long hours. She says she dated a man who disregarded her work achievements, such as a presentation. These things that she was stressing over was minor to him, while a guy who was on the come up would applaud her for her work.
That right there is crazy for me. That is crazy. Zanele?
Zanele, what is it?
I sort of see where she's coming from. Like, I know if I'm dating a CEO, somebody who's in all these fancy cars, living his best life, and I come to him and I'm like, "Listen, today I've got a meeting with my associates because we're going to start a business." He's sort of going to be like, "Oh, okay, that's so cute. Very nice, well done," type of thing. I feel like that's what you find with a lot of men who are in positions of power. It's almost as if this world of theirs is all that matters, and everything else going around them just doesn't matter.
All right.
Laurie,
guys.
That's not how statistics work. You don't date one person and then date another person and then make a conclusion. I think you need to go through that, because the last thing you don't want to do is to be collecting strays. That's my thing.
If we are going to give advice, should we do this properly.
Okay, so in today's installment of Dear Training SA, we are going to give Laurie advice that she didn't ask for
Because we can.
she needs it.
Yeah.
So I'll go first. My advice to you. Dear Laurie, do not date broke men. That is a mistake, all right? That's my thing. I'm just going to say that.
Okay.
Don't date broke men. Find a sweet spot. Get there in the middle, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Zanele?
You go.
Dear Loris Tandosam, I think that what Mabla said, correct, don't date broke men, don't do it. However, I say date the man that makes you feel good. If you don't want to date the man who is a CEO who makes you feel terrible, then don't do it. Date who you want to date.
Dear Laurie, don't let the patriarchy and misogyny get you down. That's what we call misogyny these days. A narcissist can be found at the taxi rank or in the boardroom. That guy, the high-powered something or nothing, was the problem. Not all men are like that. You don't patronize your partner or someone you claim to love.
Okay, thank
He's
you,
the problem.
Rufile. Hashtag not all men.
Dear Laurie, it feels to me like you are patronizing the men you are dating by saying you prefer that they be broke. I think you're the aggressor here.
How? Yo, when dear Dolly
Wow.
claps back at
That's
you.
why, ladies and gentlemen, you don't find Dear Dolly on Huisgenoot.
Now, other children want to date broke men. Other children look like they want to date themselves. Do you want to see this image? Let's take a look at the tweet, right? By Angela Stanton King, US flag verified US House candidate, Georgia Lawa. She says, so this is what black culture is pushing to our youth now. Sex with everything and everyone, including yourself. Yes, ma'am, it's called self-pleasure. Is Lil Nas X tonguing himself now? And then hashtag black culture, hashtag Merry Christmas. And then, of course, people just had to respond to that. A True Arrogance said, real talk, I accept people's choices and right to choose. At the same time, I don't have to like it or promote it to be a humanitarian. His choice is his choice. I'm Hippie Freak added to the conversation by saying, is there anything wrong with self-love? I'm not a Lil Nas fan, but damn, you're a politician, not a blogger. Why are you concerned about how he's living his life? So, did he go too far with the song cover, or we don't understand his form of self-love? Why are they so triggered?
It's the year of the Rona. We should all just be kissing ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also that.
True.
Also that.
My thing is, you see, I'm a connoisseur of problematic things. That is homophobia.
Yeah,
but she just
absolutely.
wouldn't say it with her chest. Like, I can read between the lines. Like, do you think we can't comprehend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you are going to go on social media and be a homophobe, just say it with your chest. Don't politicize it.
100%. Even her political terms that she was using there, where she's like, the youth, black culture, no babes, you're a homophobe. She might as well have just said, I identify with being a homophobe.
Yeah.
And, okay, so he tongued himself, and then
what?
You know what I'm saying?
And then what?
Yeah.
So bizarre.
So, Zanele, what caught your attention?
Oh man, something really special, something that I think touched a lot of people's hearts this past week. It was a guy who actually decided that he was going to make a huge decision. At Sivenat, he said, I came to Gauteng, I tried, I want to go home now. I'm not the first one who tried and things didn't work out. Everyone switched up on me. I don't even have a place to stay. It's time I go home and gather strength next to my aunt.
Sure.
Yeah, and a lot of people responded to this tweet sort of saying, brother, it's okay. It's all right. And I think that's one of the most important things, that even if you are going to give up to some extent, it's okay to come back and try again. It's more than okay to.
And of course, he's couched it in these terms, going to gather strength, right?
Exactly.
He's like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Let me go to a safe place and just look after myself.
And the thing is, can I tell you something? I came to Joburg the first time, I think it was 2008, for 6 months, and it didn't work out. I had to go home and then gather my strength and come back. And I came back leading the pack.
Come on!
Do you have to have a strategy to come to this province?
No, yeah, you do.
You kind of
Yeah,
do.
you do.
Yeah.
You guys are problematic.
Yeah, because remember, all of us aren't from here.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to just quickly top up these mugs. We're not telling you what's in here. When we return, we have one of SA's finest sportswomen, Bongiwe Msomi, joining us, and Zanele is going to stay for the chat. We've decided that. At least you heard about it now. We'll see you next.
Oh, what's up?
serving you the best entertainment. Our guest this evening is a phenomenal woman, the captain of the Spa Proteas National Netball Team, Bongiwe Msomi.
The champ is here.
All right. When people hear Bongi Msomi, they think of this amazing sportswoman. And I want to ask you the most important question in sports. This is the most sporting question you're going to hear all evening. I hear that you've got 7 siblings. How do you cope? I would literally pull my hair out.
You had to ask that question. It's actually a funny one because, firstly, just greeting to everyone and thanks for bringing me in the show. It's a funny one because we all at home do our own things separately. So to me, I know there's 8 of us in total, and I never really get to see all of them at once. Probably just once in a while, I'll see about 4 of them, and then there's probably 8 only over the holidays, when we're all together. But basically, I love having to spend time with my family because I'm always away with netball, or now I'm in Johannesburg, obviously for work. I'm based here. Then every time when I go home, it's like it's Christmas Eve for me.
Now, Bongi, you have been very vocal about your upbringing and the challenges that you faced. Your mom was a single parent and things would get tough financially. I'm curious, what drove you and motivated you to keep pushing at it and change the trajectory of your life despite, the tough times?
As tough as it was, it also taught me to really want to be independent and have my own things and really work hard to be something. And with that, whatever I can get, want to share, want to give back. And because where I come from, literally most athletes mainly that I work with can't really afford much. And when I look back, it's more like how I grew up. And you kind of know that to be somewhere, one way or the other, you kind of need financial support, even if it's not money all the time. Also, you just need someone to be your mentor and kind of, so it's more of, I really like how I grew up in a sense of what it's taught me, how I now want to be just something for someone else.
Let's talk about the netball life. You guys are playing Malawi at the end of the month. What kind of challenge do they pose to the Spa Proteas?
If I can put it like this, we always know that playing against Malawi is just going to be a tough one because they literally don't back off, and them coming to us, it's like an African derby.
Yeah, Bongi, at the end of the day, we know you guys always have it, and I think this is why I'm super excited to ask you this question. I mean, we often ask women in sports what the people on top of the women's sporting codes should do to remedy the situations and the issues that women face. But tonight, I want to turn that question on its head and ask you, what must the SA netball fans do to ensure that sport can become a more viable career option for young women?
You can only hope that fans can play a huge role in either promoting, women in sports, or either netballers or rugby, it doesn't matter in this case. But that promotion, that's obviously implicating or indicating that women deserve better, or putting out there opportunities that can actually take women into a different space.
Sure. Bongi, you spoke about doing something good for the people around you. You have established the Bongi Msomi Netball Project. Tell us about the legacy you want to leave behind.
Oh, look, I'm quite different in most of the things I do, either my thinking or how I present myself, where I go, and especially now with the work I do at the University of Johannesburg, netball manager there, and I always think I can be in a space where I can empower and give back, and that's a great space for me. But now the project comes with, it's actually a big part of me, and it's what I want to, when I look back in, let's say in 10 years time, I want to think that I would have a couple of players playing at a national level, or obviously being in and out, if I can put it like that, in the national squad. And that alone takes a lot of hard work because, like I said, some of the players that we have, it's not like everyone can really afford to play the sports.
Congratulations on your achievements thus far. We wish you every ounce of the best, and you're doing important work. Thank you so much for your time today.
I think we've got our left from Malawi to bring back somebody.
To bring back the
They're
prophet
already in the country.
and Mary.
They're already there. Sorry.
Zanele, thank you so much for spending time with us as well. It's been an
I
absolute
appreciate
pleasure.
it. What's that? I must come back soon.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
After the break, we chat to interior design extraordinaire Donald Nxumalo. You don't want to miss it. I like it.
So in love, oh baby.
Welcome back to Trending SA. Our guest this evening is a young, talented black man who has redefined excellence in the interior design space. Donald Nxumalo has become a global household name. He's here with us tonight to talk all things design.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for
so
inviting me.
Snazzy. Love it, love it, love it.
Thank you. I had to dress up. It's Trending SA.
Of
You
course.
gotta. So, 2014 was a huge, huge year for you.
Yes.
You got your big break when you won the SABC 3's Winner Home Interior Design competition. That catapulted you, right, onto national stage and attention. And now your name is well known. Talk to me about when you look at yourself, when you look at the man in the mirror, are you proud of his journey?
I think this year, more than any other year, when there's been so many trials for any creative, and how do you stay creative in an environment that's just not conducive to creativity? You're locked up in one space. And so to overcome that and to still remain positive and to churn out work and to put out work that you're still proud of, that you resonate with, for me, it was a true test of character and a true test of strength. So I think this year for me, I think has been that year that really has proven that, yes, Donald, I'm proud of you.
That's good. That's really
So
good.
you have designed homes for big celebrities. You've reimagined corporate spaces. You've even given some hotels your touch.
Yes.
Biggest project to date?
My biggest project to date, it has to be a hotel that I'm busy working on in a place called Graskop. And just being given carte blanche to reimagine what South African interior design looks like, using local manufacturers, using local talent in terms of lighting designers, local fabrics, and to literally see where we can push South African design, and for me to be spearheading that. And for a client that's just so generous with their
Carte
time.
blanche, that's amazing, right? They said, here you go, just play.
Absolutely.
Not even like 1 or 2 parameters.
I mean, there are parameters because it has to be safe. And like these lights can be so big that they fall on people.
Okay.
But, you know,
small things.
Besides the safety aspects, I think I've been given quite a great leeway to do what I think can really showcase my own sense of style, but also great South African talent too.
That's dope.
So, of the clients you've worked with and for, which of the ones that we would recognize their names, did you enjoy working with the most? And then, a lot of people watch the show.
Yes.
So, if you have a name that's on your vision board, someone whose house you would love to
Who
have
may
a
be
shot
sitting
at.
now looking at the show.
So tell us about who your favorite was to date and then who's next.
I must say that one of my favorites has to have been like doing Somi's holiday home. And I'll tell you why. I think he trusted me as a designer, and that's when I learned that trust is a key component of design in any relationship, because when you're given trust, you're able to go into your head and go into spaces you never knew existed. And so you find yourself outperforming yourself because the client trusts you and you want to do your best for that client. So I think that project was critical because I realized it then.
It finally clicked for you.
It finally clicked for me. And I guess every project you learn something new. And for that project in particular, that's what I learned.
And whose house do you still want to?
And whose house do I still want
to?
Say Elma, she's got money.
Mable. Come on, a real celebrity.
The next customer could be on our timeline.
Exactly. It has to be. I think. Oh my goodness! I'm so unprepared for this question. But
Beyonce.
Absolutely. There we go.
Hello.
But I'll tell you, not even Beyonce, but Tina Turner, because that's my dad's favorite artist of all time. And I think if I could do somebody like Tina Turner, or even Tina Turner herself, I'd be happy.
Let's get right down to business. You thought we were talking about business. Let's talk business.
Okay.
The Style Awards.
Yes.
Right. You are in good company because you've been deemed one of the most fashionable people around these parts. How does that feel for you?
When they called me and I looked, I immediately Googled and I checked who the previous winners were. It's a great accolade. And I then realized that it's quite a big deal. It's all the names that I revere, that I admire, and people whose business acumen I look up to, and I see myself in them.
Lovely.
And I hope to emulate, whose successes I hope to emulate. So I think for me, what it means that it's a pat on the back from a creative point of view, that it means that I'm on the right track. And from a business point of view, it also means that I'm on the right track and that bigger things could happen.
Speaking of business points of view, so now tell me about your relationship with fashion. Is there maybe a potential for you to extend your work in that direction?
Oh, well, one thing that we have to know about the awards is that it's a business award. The fact that you do it with impeccable style is a bonus.
I love it.
So I find that in fashion overlaps into interior design. We take a lot of cues from the fashion designers, the color palettes and the fabrics too. Maybe one day.
Maybe. Always very queer about
Well, you're going to come sit at this table
away.
and tell us all about it when it happens.
Absolutely.
All right, so what are the latest trends when you are designing a house?
The latest trends right now. I feel that whenever I do a space for a client, whether it's like a hospitality project or it's a home or a corporate space, I like that space to reflect who it is that I'm designing for.
Sure.
And so I don't really look at trends, but I really like to get into the psyche of who that client is. And if that home can reflect who they are, then it's bonus for me.
That is how we end the week. Make sure you tune in for more of this next week, Monday to Friday, every night of the week, 6 p.m. right here on SABC3. We'll see you then.